Presence is a 2025 film directed by Steven Soderbergh and written by David Cope, who has written Spider-Man and other films. Noticing, I will say this, I looked up because I remember Spider-Man, that name right away, because when Spider-Man came out, it was a big deal. And I liked the writers. So I looked at who wrote it and I saw his name. So when I saw this film, and I looked at who wrote it, I saw his name. I said, oh, he directed Spider-Man, I think, the Tobey Maguire one. And I was correct. And before doing this video, I just looked up what else has he done. And it's funny enough, he did a movie that he wrote a movie that this film resembles. When I was watching this movie, I said, you know, this film feels like Stir of Echoes. And that's it. He wrote Stir of Echoes. So I was like, oh, okay, there we go. But anyway, the movie tells the story of a family that moves into a new house, and the house is haunted, or there's a presence or a spirit or a ghost in the house. Now, that's pretty much the story. The trailer makes it seem like this is going to be a horror film, and I think that's like one of the negatives about the trailer, because the trailer makes you think you're expecting something else, and what you're really getting into is you're seeing everything through the ghost perspective of this family's life and their family dynamic. As we delve into the family dynamics, we find that the father is not really the authority figure in the home. It's really the wife. That she controls everything. Whatever she says goes. As when they see the empty house, she's the one that's already decided that they're buying this house no matter what, even that the father has some, you know, negative thoughts about purchasing the home. We discovered that the daughter Chloe she's going through some things because her best friend has passed away. And not only has her best friend passed away, but she also knew another girl that was friends with her best friend that passed away, or just she knew another girl passed away, and they both died of overdose. And Chloe's going through some things right now. She's detached. She's disassociated from the family. She's disassociated from life in general. And she's kind of depressed, and she's on medication and seeing a psychiatrist. We discovered that the mother, besides being, you know, the breadwinner in the family and the authoritarian figure and the one that whatever she says goes, that her favorite is her son, that he's the favorite. He's older, and he's her firstborn, and that's her favorite kid, and she loves him so much. And that she might have done something illegal at work, money or something. We never really get into what she did, but she did something illegal that the father knows about, that the father's even trying to distance himself from, and might even get separated or divorced to try to, you know, not get caught up in whatever drama is going to happen. The wife doesn't know that he's doing this, but from the ghosts, we see that the ghost sees this. Anyway, long story short, I'm not going to spoil the film here, although I probably should in a sense, because there's no way you could talk about this movie without kind of spoiling it. So I'm going to spoil it right now. Hold on, but before I spoil it, let me just say the movie is misleading. It's not really a horror film. It's more of a drama type ghost story in the vein of Stir of Echoes, though, in a sense. So there's a reveal at the end. So the main plot is, you know, she lost her friend Nadia. Nadia is a big part of her life. So somehow we're going to come to what happened to Nadia. Okay? That's basically, you know, that's going to be the mystery that's going to be solved. I liked the film. I thought it was acted very well. I saw it twice. I liked the character development for one particular character in particular. I think Lucy Liu's character. I like how she starts out and when she ends up. Anyway, I liked the film, surprisingly enough, and I caught the ending right away the second time. The first time I was kind of like, well, thinking of multiple different scenarios. But the second time I caught it right away. I said, okay, yeah, this makes sense. I think this is this for sure. Although it still could be somebody else, but I don't think so because of the very, very ending. So nonetheless, I will give this film a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And I'm doing that because it's not perfect. It was misleading, the marketing. It could have been better at certain points too, but I liked the film for what it was, and yeah, I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think that's a decent rating. Now for spoilers. So our lead actress, Chloe, the main character of the movie, really, it's about the whole family, but she's kind of like the lead. It's an ensemble little piece. She lost her friend Nadia. She's the only one in the beginning that can sense this presence in the home, and it's not until later on when her and her brother start getting into an argument downstairs, when it's discovered that the brother, because now he's kind of popular because they moved into this new neighborhood, and one of these guys, the most popular guy in the school, befriended him, and his name is Luke, and he actually saw his sister and thought she was hot, but he's like, dude, like, chill. about it or whatever, and then he's kind of like peeking to look at Chloe, and the ghost closes the door on him so he can't look anymore, even though Chloe heard the conversation. She left the door open on purpose. And then he comes in one day to talk to her while Tyler, the brother, is not home, and he starts up a relationship with her, asks her like if he knew the girl because he saw her picture, and he said, oh, I think I met her one time at a party. And then they start talking about it, and they form this connection, and they become like a thing but hiding this thing. So we discover at one point out of nowhere after they have sex that this guy Luke is gonna lace up her drink with some pill, and the ghost sees this, and the ghost basically like disrupts it, knocks out the cup of the orange juice to the ground. She's like, oh, whatever. And then you're like, why would he do that? Like, he already has sex with her. What is he trying to do? Like, what is wrong with this guy? So that's the alarm bells go off right there. But then later on, the ghost makes itself known is because Luke and the brother and a couple of other friends like kind of embarrassed this girl at the school and posted a picture of her on social media. And the ghost senses this, goes into Tyler's room and destroys it. And the family realizes that Chloe's not crazy because Chloe says she can sense that there's something in the house. And they like, what the hell do we do? They call a psychic medium in, and this is when she touches a mirror. But she says that the ghost is confused. Time doesn't work the same way for the ghost as it does for everybody else. So it doesn't know why it's in the house, but it's there. And it's confused, and I guess it wants to help, basically. And that's how I feel about, I don't necessarily feel that way about ghosts in general, but the perspective of how Soderbergh filmed ghosts reacting or moving around in the house, that's how I feel like ghosts actually do move around in a home and what they probably do see. And I think time probably isn't linear for them, but I don't think in this necessarily that there's time travel involved, because that's what this film basically is. We discover at the end of the movie, spoilers, Luke drugs the brother when the wife and the husband leave, and they go to a meeting, and I guess to talk to a lawyer also, that wherever this meeting is, they're going to talk to a lawyer to see how they can get out of whatever situation the wife put them in. And Luke I think his name's Luke. I don't even know if that's his real name. It might not even be Luke. It might be like Larry or something. Oh, his name's Ryan. I've been saying Luke this whole time. This is Wes Mulholland. His name is Ryan. I've been saying Luke. I don't know. He looked like a Luke to me. Sorry, Ryan. So, Ryan, that's hilarious. I've been saying the wrong fucking name for the entire fucking thing. Ryan goes to the house when nobody's home. The parents are away. And Ryan drugs up Tyler, goes to the room, and puts a different drug. So he puts Ambien, I think, or some pill he puts in Tyler's drink. Tyler passes out. He goes upstairs and then puts another powder that he tried to put the last time into Chloe's drink, into her drink, goes upstairs, and she's like, she's not into it anymore after everything that's happened. She feels like she has a purpose. I guess she's like, whatever. He says, can we talk at least? So she drinks the juice, and she just becomes drugged out because he drugged her. I think it's fentanyl or something in there, and she's passed out. He then takes a little piece of saran wrap, right, and puts it over her face, and basically admits to her that he killed Nadia, and he killed that other girl, and that she's just going to be another dumb bitch that got overdosed or overdosed, killed herself because she's depressed or whatever. Even though Chloe was not in that situation anymore, she was no longer depressed. Kind of, she was looking at the bright side of things. And while this is happening and she's about to drink the drink, you want the ghost to do something like it did the last time, like it tore down everything in Tyler's room when Tyler was screaming with his sister. When they were having sex the first time, it also tears down the closet, her closet, messes everything up. She thinks it's Nadia, and you also, as a viewer, think it's Nadia too because of this, because you think, oh, maybe Nadia knew Ryan or whatever, and then they knock down the drink. So you're hoping it's to do that this time, but it doesn't. And it watches as once Ryan admits that he's the one that killed Nadia or whatever, all of a sudden the spirit, like, I guess, realizes and goes downstairs. But I wish it would have ran, but it walked downstairs. It goes to Tyler, and the lights start flickering, everything starts shaking, and it goes into Tyler's, goes towards Tyler and back, towards him back, and it's like shaking. It's like it's trying to get in his head, and then it goes to his ear and screams something, but you don't hear it. It's like it screams something, and Tyler makes it goes, ah, and then as soon as he gets up, he just rushes upstairs. He goes to Chloe's room, like he knows exactly what's happening, and he screams, Chloe. He goes in the room, get the fuck off her. And for the first time in the entire movie, he's protecting his sister. He's nice to his sister. He grabs Ryan and they go out the window and they break through the window, which the psychic said earlier. At one point, she came back to speak to the father and said, I know why it's here. It's here to protect somebody for something that didn't happen yet. And it's something about a window the window that doesn't open. And they broke through that window, the exact window that the ghost is looking down at that moment. And Tyler dies. And then we cut again. And now we're back in the house and it's empty and the mother's there. And this is another moment for the first time the mother senses something. So she looks and she senses somebody watching her. And then she starts walking around the house and the daughter is like, she's like, give me a few minutes. She's like, okay, we'll be outside. The daughter leaves. The father's outside waiting for the mother, Lucy Liu. And she's walking around the house and then she walks to the mirror and she sees the reflection of her son, Tyler, there. And she starts screaming. And they come in and they grab her off the floor. And the mom, Lucy Liu, says, he came back to save you, which I didn't hear the first time I saw the film. So then the spirit walks out of the house and leaves. So the spirit was only there to save Chloe, which just makes you go, wow, interesting. I don't think that's how it works for them. I don't think they're able to travel. Maybe they think that they're back in time. I don't think they do it the way this movie portrays it. Like, you know, the ghost was able to go back in time and save his sister because maybe his sister died too or something. I don't think so. But I do like the idea that it was Tyler, the spirit, the entire time. And he was there he gravitated towards Chloe because she lost her best friends at this moment in time. And it's like a gateway. I don't know. It's weird and interesting, but that's why I liked it. And that's why I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. 3.5 out of 5 stars. I also will say that there's another person it could be, but I don't believe it is, and that's the grandmother. There's a scene where the father's talking about how religious his mother was to Chloe and everything, and it could be that it was the grandmother that was also, but no, because at that moment, when the president sees Lucy Liu and Lucy senses it, it's like it's telling her, come over here, mom, come here, and then Lucy goes to the mirror and then gets to see him one last time, and then cries, and then the spirit leaves the house before they leave, but the spirit actually leaves the house and goes away. So I like this movie a lot. I know that was a long review, and I love what I said, Luke, and it was Ryan, but whatever, I'm sorry. I think he's a shithead. I think he's a good actor because I hated him, Wes Mulholland. I think Lucy Liu was great in this. Chris Sullivan, the guy who looks like, who do he look like? I kept saying, I said, oh, he looks like Will Sasso. I think he's from that show, This Is Us, or whatever. I thought he was good as a cuck father that couldn't do anything. This kid, Eddie Mayday, great. He reminds me of my nephew. My nephew's a baby right now, but I'm thinking my nephew's gonna look like him. And yeah, and I don't know, Chloe. She's a decent actress. I don't know her name, but she's a decent actress. I think she's just got a huge forehead. It's kind of like Lily Rose Depp in a sense. No offense, I'm not the most handsome person in the world, I know, but I'm just saying. Nonetheless, I enjoyed this film. I liked it. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars because, like I said several times already, I don't like the way the film was marketed, and I don't think this is how time works for Ghost, but I appreciate what it did, and it made me think. And I do like the ending at the end, and I do like the mother's development, that now she's like where the daughter was, and she was like such a fucking bitch throughout the entire film about the daughter's situation and everything. So I liked where she ended up at the end, and yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about Presence. I actually think so far it was a decent film. Again, as I said, I don't like how they marketed it. Hit that like button if you like this video, subscribe if you're new here, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.